how will this work? But I wanted us to move the conversation to now Kenyans and our thinking, that whatever the president says, we tend to believe it. You saw the kind of reaction teachers had. And again, it comes down to, because I know you have very interesting opinions about democracy and how democracy should be working. We have fashioned our system and ensured that even our constitution allows to dissenter from the presidential system so that we can focus on our governors. Governors are not making this kind of promises. It's only the president, but we tend to troop back to State House every time. What does it say about our level of understanding of even the constitutional dispensation that we have?
Yeah, thanks, Fred. Like I was telling honorable members on break, according to me as a Kenyan, as a normal Kenyan, maybe housing program should have, and it goes back to what I had said, when the campaigns are happening and the promises are given, we, the Kenyan people, are not always quick to understand the how aspect of the promises. We only want to hear the what. And so the presidential candidate, number one, comes and says, I will do this. Number two, we move to number two, what will you do? I will do that. Number three, what will you do? And none of us is actually keen on putting them to account. How exactly are you going to do this? Because as a Kenyan now, it would be interesting for me to know that the government as a policy of housing, but it is done probably per sector. If it is teachers pay taxes. And so if you were having a meeting like that with teachers, it is to agree on what percentage of your taxes would you want to give for houses for the teachers, so for your house. And so the government could say, as executive, probably we are providing land. That is our contribution. Because the land is under government, that is our contribution. But your tax builds your house. If you go to the men in uniform, the sector of security, you do the same. There are many, they pay taxes and all that. But we can't have one housing program which anybody who approaches me, I say, you know, I have houses, I can give you this percentage. Anybody who comes, you know, I have houses, I can give you this. If you are moving around as a president of the country and you see one poor lady along the road, I can give you a house. Do you have a house? Because again, like Honorable Kirwa said, my place, rural home is Awendo, and I'm imagining one day when I retire to my home, my ancestral home, how would I go to stay in a flat in Awendo town? And my home is just so even if you tell me I am doing affordable houses in Awendo, should I be giggling and laughing? That is a beautiful thing. Coming to what you are asking, I think the missing link again goes back to now Parliament. We have a constitution which gave Parliament authority to oversight the excesses. These are one of those excesses. But you know, the president and the executive, and probably not just President William Ruto, I think our DNA or our software is still in the old constitution. And even President Uhuru and would still want to do this State House meeting. I think Uhuru is the one who started big with the State House meetings. Kibaki didn't do State House meetings, but Uhuru did a lot of State House meetings. And now William Ruto was his deputy, has taken it a notch higher. So it means they start with parliamentary groups having a meeting there. Then that opens the way, because it is parliamentarians who have gone. The first group who have gone to do a meeting in State House would be parliamentarians. Now, why do they want to stop other Kenyans from going to that State House for other meetings? I think they should have done their job well by first stating it clear. If it is UDA meeting, parliamentary group meeting, we have UDA headquarters. Let's meet there and discuss the politics of UDA. But anything that takes different groupings to State House has now metamorphosized. It is now taking communities. It is now taking ethnic groups to State House. And this probably may not end well, because we are now, we want Kambas in State House. We want Kalenjins in State House. Then Luos we have not gone to State House. How comes? then Mijikendas will say, we have not gone to State House. So it is taking us back to the same thing we are saying every day we don't want. We want to be Kenyans. So it starts like professional groups, then it metamorphosizes slowly to ethnic communities, and then it's like every group want to sort out their deal. And once our deal is working for us, we don't care if the rest of Kenyans are uncomfortable, because like you are asking, teachers are already saying it is two-term. Their thing is sorted according to them. But what about the rest of Kenyans? Are they comfortable? Is it okay the way things are done? That takes me back to what I said. Now the thinking is, the president and the executive thinks of what works for him, this regime, and 2027. Mm-hmm. But Kenyans are thinking what is wrong and what is right. What is wrong versus what is right. So the president is taking every group into his thinking, what works for us. So if he calls the teachers and then the teachers say, this works for us, we don't care what works, what is wrong or what is right. This works for teachers. Then tomorrow it is the uniformed people. This works for us. It is okay as long as it works for us. We don't care what is wrong and what is right. Mm-hmm. The another day, it is a community X, community Y, Z. And then he has now managed to move all of you from the thinking of what is wrong versus what is right. You are now all thinking of, is this working for the Luos? I don't care what is wrong and what is right if this works for us.
Right. And probably the president should just redo his mathematics, because so far he has promised 40%, over 40% the affordable housing. He's yet to meet doctors, fishermen, farmers, and the rest.
Yeah.
What will he give them if they end up going to State House? The housing bribe. That's the front page of the Standard. Talking about